has video that you hit him.
Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a Meridan officer is facing assault charges. The incident was all caught on camera, and Fox 61 is getting an exclusive look. We're breaking down what happened in a story you'll only see here on Connecticut's news station. Plus, renewed calls to address wrong-way crashes in the state after a deadly incident on I-95. Tonight, a look at what's being done to improve safety on our roads. And a man arrested for allegedly vandalizing a building during a pro-Palestine event. We're getting an update while police search for a second suspect.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez. We have a Fox 61 exclusive for you tonight. A Meridan police officer is charged with assault after a violent road rage incident caught on camera. Fox 61 is the only station to obtain the citizen dash cam and police body cam video. Fox 61's Matt Karen went to the Meridan Police Department in search of answers.
Well, despite this incident occurring in December, it just came to light now thanks to a tip and thanks to our Freedom of Information request. Investigators say the video shows off-duty Meridan police officer Alan Ganter reaching inside of a citizen's vehicle and punching him in the face.
He's not going to try to make this into some type of major thing.
December 8th, 2023, 37-year-old Thomas Brocuglio was driving his company vehicle with the dash camera on as he approached a red light at the intersection of France Street and Cromwell Ave in Rocky Hill.
What are we doing, kid? What are you doing?
The truck he was honking at was being driven by 57-year-old off-duty Meridan Police Corporal Alan Ganter.
Wait all day. Oh, boo, 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 boo.
That's when Ganter got out of his truck, flashed his badge, and approached Brocuglio.
Really? Where does it say that? It says stop here on red.
Corporal Ganter began taking pictures of Brocuglio's license plates. Brocuglio accused Ganter of being on his phone as the confrontation escalated.
I saw you looking down doing everything else. No, I was moving something in my bag.
Ganter then threatens to give Brocuglio a ticket and call his supervisor.
Sure, sounds good. Let me get your badge number. Want to get arrested? You're going to get arrested for assault on a civilian.
Ganter drove away as Brocuglio placed a call to Rocky Hill Police.
Rocky Hill 911, yeah, just emergency.
Yeah, I was just assaulted by a police officer who punched me in the face through my window.
Rocky Hill Police responded and generated this incident report, saying the punch left Brocuglio dazed and possibly concussed. Rocky Hill Police made contact with Ganter at his residence. The interaction on body camera.
Is he pressing charges against me, like for breach?
Yes.
Like because I yelled at him and stuff?
For assault, because you hit him.
He's saying that I hit him.
Yeah. And he has video that you hit him.
Then Ganter asks officers if he can charge Brocuglio.
And there's nothing where I can press for breach of peace for him yelling at me, whatever it is.
Ultimately, Ganter, who is a school resource officer for the Thomas Edison Middle School, was charged with breach of peace and assault.
I'm Matt Karen with Fox 61 News. Okay. We'd like to talk to somebody about Officer Alan Ganter punching a civilian in the face.
We were told someone from Internal Affairs would speak to us, then told no one was available.
No one's available to come up.
Meridan Police did send Fox 61 a statement saying an internal affairs investigation determined Ganter did violate the Meridan Police Department's rules of conduct and as a result was suspended for 5 days without pay and will be required to attend de-escalation training for 3 consecutive years. And after issuing that statement, the Meridan Police told me they will not be discussing this issue any further, nor will they be making anyone available for an on-camera interview. Reporting in Meridan, Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Matt. It's a historic day in Stamford Superior Court. Judge Kevin Randolph says it's the first time a special part of court proceedings was live streamed for the public to view in our state. Fox 61's Jolie LeBlanc has a breakdown in the Michelle Tronas trial.
The court has given to each side its proposed jury instructions.
This is something called a charge conference, a legal back and forth when the state, the prosecution, and the judge decide how to instruct the jury before deliberations. But this conference for the trial of Michelle Tronas was unlike any other.
There has never been a charge conference in the state of Connecticut that has been live streamed.
This process normally happens behind closed doors, but recently the state made it public. It's the first time viewers like you could see it happening live.
You know, you got to see for the first time how the how the sausage is made, right?
With Tronas in the room, both sides went over each charge she's facing in connection to the presumed murder of Jennifer Farber-Dulos. Police believe Tronas plotted with her then-boyfriend, Fotis Dulos, to kill his wife and then helped him get rid of the evidence on May 24th, 2019. The motive, the state argues, has to do with the complicated divorce between Fotis and Jennifer and its impact on the relationship between Fotis and Michelle.
You know, she doesn't like that there is her relationship is being negatively impacted and the quality of her life. Nowhere is there evidence of that.
The defense says the evidence shows the opposite, with things starting to go in Fotis's favor that month when it came to the custody case, but not according to the state.
That I've prosecuted cases where people have murdered for far less than the motive that we've presented in this case.
Another point of contention, who was involved in the crimes? The defense making it clear Fotis had help, but maybe not the help the state thinks he had.
In my view, at least the evidence shows there's at least one other, maybe more people involved, but it wasn't Michelle Tronas.
Prosecutors disagree.
There's no direct evidence that anyone else participated in these crimes. It's all conjecture and speculation on the part of the defense.
Now, the hearing lasted just over 2 hours, and the judge will make the final call tonight on what he wants to include in those jury instructions. He will give those instructions to the jury tomorrow after closing arguments. We are in Stamford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Time for a check of the weather now. A sunny and warmer start to the week. Hey, sunshine on a Monday, Rachel. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it's hard not to have a little hop and skip to your step walking outside today, at least after the early morning when we had some rain and even snow showers scattered across the state. It's almost like we had 2 seasons for the price of 1. 47 right now in Hartford. It is quite mild out there. 42 in New Haven. We've got 2 more days with temperatures that will soar into the 50s, but tomorrow is the only last dry day left before rain returns heading into tomorrow night and Wednesday. But for now, we're just tracking some clouds that will increase as we head through the evening tonight and into the day tomorrow. We'll see temperatures tonight drop back into the 30s, so well above average for this time of year, but we could start the day off with some areas of patchy fog. So heads up, there could be spots of low visibility. We'll also see clouds and some sunny breaks, but it's not as bright as it was outside today. Still, even so, just a little bit of sun will help make it feel like spring through the afternoon, with highs soaring through the 50s. And then heading into tomorrow night between around 6 and 9, we'll start to see some of that rain developing, and that's the rain that will continue off and on into Wednesday before colder temperatures return later this week. We'll talk about the roller coaster ride ahead coming up, Sarah.
Thank you, Rachel. A deadly issue plaguing Connecticut's roads is back in the headlines tonight, and that's wrong-way driving. 4 people are dead and 2 others have life-threatening injuries. A driver was going the wrong way on I-95 in West Haven early yesterday morning. As Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro reports, the state is still installing alert systems on highway ramps.
This tragedy on the highway here behind me marking the 3rd wrong-way crash so far this year. That also brings the total number of people who have died in these wrong-way crashes so far this year up to 7. To put that into perspective, that already matches last year's total. State police say they responded to I-95 South around exit 42 just before 1:30 Sunday morning. According to state police, a pickup truck was driving north in the southbound lanes. That truck hit a Nissan Altima head-on before also crashing into a Nissan Sentra head-on. State police identifying the driver of the Altima as 25-year-old Hussein Alili from Wolcott. He was killed alongside passengers 23-year-old Jolie Lubin from Trumbull and 22-year-old Samantha Burchard from Norwalk. The driver of the pickup truck who died is 26-year-old Kyle Bulkley of New Haven. State police say the 2 people in the Sentra were taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Now here's a closer look at the wrong-way crash numbers in recent years. Again, 3 crashes and 7 deaths so far this year. Last year, there were 5 crashes and 7 deaths. And this issue really exploding back in 2022 with 13 wrong-way crashes and 23 deaths.
We found that some of those were impaired driving. We do know that they happened between 10, 11 o'clock at night and 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. We ask people if they're driving between the 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. time frame not to utilize the left lane. We found that wrong-way drivers typically use the left lane thinking it's the right lane when they're driving the wrong way.
We don't know if alcohol played a role in yesterday's crash. Now here's a look at those alert systems being installed on ramps across the state. Those systems will activate bright red flashing lights if somebody is in fact driving the wrong way. And in some locations, that tech will also notify state police and the DOT. Right now, the DOT says there are not any wrong-way detection systems in West Haven, but that will change.
Lot in the greater Hartford area, some heading out to eastern Connecticut, the New London area, and then we're going to start moving into western and southwestern Fairfield County, later this year.
The DOT tells me they will have more than 200 ramps done by 2027. Reporting in West Haven, I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
An update now. West Hartford police have arrested a man. He's accused of vandalizing a bank during a pro-Palestine protest. 24-year-old Heecham Talal is accused of being one of the 150 protesters who moved throughout West Hartford Center last month. Police say at some point during the rally, Talal sprayed the Webster Bank on LaSalle Road with red paint. He surrendered to police today. He's facing intimidation based on bigotry charges and criminal mischief. Talal is due in court next month. Police are still looking for at least one more suspect believed to be involved in that vandalism. If you recognize the woman seen here, you're asked to give West Hartford police a call. Southington police are investigating a smash and grab. This happened on at Landsmoke shop on West Street. Look at that. Police say a car drove into the shop, shattering windows. Inside the shop, shelves and merchandise were knocked over and scattered all across. It's unclear what was taken or how much damage beyond what you see here was caused. Anyone with information should contact police.